Andrew left tearful after Charles told him he will never return to royal duties. Meghan Markle changed her mind over Archie and Lilibet's royal titles after chats with Beatrice and Eugenie. Prince Harry's book shaped by his mother as Duke to take back control of narrative. Princess Kate to appear on Meghan Markle's podcast after generous offer from Duchess of Sussex. Mike Tindall faced backlash from one relative who was dead against his royal marriage. Hello, and a very warm welcome to the Royals News Presenter channel. Please, leave a thumbs up if you like the video. And if you are new here, subscribe, and press the bell icon to never miss an upload. Your support guys mean the world, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Let's get started. Prince Andrew was left in tears when Charles, as Prince of Wales, told him he would never return to royal duties, it has been reported. Despite his close friendships with pedophile Jeffrey Epstein and convicted sex offender Ghislaine Maxwell, the Duke of York believes he could still be of value as a working member of the royal family. Days before the Queen's death in September, he had a one-on-one meeting with his older brother about a possible comeback to public life. Only the two were said to be present for the discussions, described as emotional and fraught, in which the now king quashed his brother's hopes. An insider told the Daily Mail Andrew was totally blindsided during the meeting held at Charles's Birkhall estate in Scotland. Andrew was extremely close to the Queen and tried to raise the issue of his return to public life many times with her, they added. On some occasions she would say mildly conciliatory things, but most of the time she would change the subject immediately to avoid talking about it. Naive as it may sound, he always had hopes of regaining his position as a senior royal. At the meeting, Charles told him that he can go off and have a good life, a nice life, but that his public life as a royal is at an end. He was told, "You have to accept this." Since his fall from grace over his connection to the billionaire and his out-of-court settlement in a civil case brought by Virginia Giuffre, the prince has disappeared from public life. His absence will again be noticed next week, at the Remembrance Day service at the cenotaph. Andrew faced a public hearing over allegations he sexually abused the American woman 3 times when she was just 17. He lost his HRH style and military roles earlier this year ahead of paying the undisclosed sum. Even before the Epstein controversy, Charles had indicated he wished for a much slimmed-down monarchy under his reign. Meghan Markle changed her mind over Archie and Lilibet's royal titles after talking with Beatrice and Eugenie, according to an expert. Royal commentator Neil Sean claims Meghan had a dramatic change of heart regarding the importance of the titles after speaking to senior members of the monarchy. The mum of 2 and husband Prince Harry were forced to drop their HRH titles after the couple quit the UK and moved to the US. They instead retained the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, but cannot use their HRH titles under the terms of Megxit. Currently, the couple's children are allowed to be referred to as Prince and Princess, but haven't been granted the HRH status. A decision is yet to be made by King Charles on whether Archie and Lilibet will be assigned titles. Meghan previously dismissed any interest in her children being acknowledged with royal formalities in her bombshell tell-all interview with Oprah. Asked if it was important for Meghan that Archie be called a prince, she said she does not have any attachment to the grandeur of official titles. But Mr. Sean says Meghan now sees value in her children holding titles as well as she and her husband after previously dismissing the protocol. He told the Mirror, "Harry and Meghan are very, very keen to cling on to those royal titles." After much deliberation, Meghan decided that the titles would be a good thing, not just for her but for both her children too. Meghan became very friendly with senior members of the monarchy, predominantly Princesses Eugenie and Beatrice. After this, Meghan realized how useful a title can be, particularly when you want to move in the correct circles. That is the reason why they want to clutch hold of titles. Meghan and Harry were officially stripped of their honorary titles and patronages after they confirmed they won't be returning as senior royals. Speaking on the latest episode of the Royally Obsessed podcast, expert Amanda Matta discussed Prince Harry's memoir and compared the Duke's decision to release the 416-page read to his own late mother, Princess Diana, who particularly in her later years, wrote her own narrative. The late Princess of Wales collaborated with writer Andrew Morton in the mid-1990s for his book Diana, Her True Story Unbeknownst to the Royal Family. Speaking to the podcast's hosts Rachel Bowie and Roberta Fiorito, Ms. Matta said, "For Harry, he probably looks back at his mother's legacy and sees, okay, the times in which Princess Diana was the most powerful was when she was telling her own story and writing her own narrative. So, I think for somebody whose life has been shaped by his relationship with his mother and to the trauma that came with losing her and everything that's packaged up with that, the relationship with the press and the rest of his family. I think that's really a powerful place for him to pick up the narrative." She added that she believes the book could start with the moment that the world said goodbye to Princess Diana and looked at these two boys walking behind her coffin and, kind of, wondered okay, what's next for them. She continued, "So much of what we hear about the royal family is said about them or said to them. People, like myself, providing commentary. Maybe giving some unsolicited advice, but very rarely do we get to hear from the royals themselves." According to Penguin Random House official website, Harry will for the first time write about the moment he and his brother William, young princes still, walked behind their mother's coffin as the world watched on. Harry's memoir, Spare, will be simultaneously available in 16 languages. Penguin Random House also confirmed that the audiobook version will be read by Harry himself. According to Penguin Random House's official website, the book will be written with raw, unflinching honesty and will cover various areas of the Duke's life. It showed the Duke's dedication to his service in the military and the joy he has found in being a husband and father. Could Princess Kate be about to appear on Meghan Markle's Archetypes podcast? That's what the Duchess of Sussex is said to be hoping amid claims she has issued a request for Kate Middleton to appear on her podcast. Shock reports suggest that she wants her sister-in-law Kate to appear. Each guest helps Meghan explore and subvert the labels that try to hold women back. Royal expert Neil Sean claims the Princess of Wales was asked to appear during the Sussex's recent visit to the UK. Speaking on his YouTube channel, he claimed, "While Meghan was over here, staying in Windsor at their Frogmore cottage, she put out a request to the Princess of Wales, according to that good source, to appear on a forthcoming episode of Archetypes. Apparently she could have the whole episode to herself, how generous, and, as ever, we have to say allegedly." He added, "It's kind of, makes sense if you think." In Meghan's eyes, this is because she based it along the idea of two duchesses, as they then were at that point, and of course talking about how difficult it is to run a family, work life and work balance. According to the expert, Meghan's team reportedly felt it was a good move for ratings. He added, "We're not quite sure how this was relayed to the beautiful Princess of Wales. But according to Meghan, she felt they were progressing." If you recall back with that particular interview, she claimed that she was willing to forgive and move forward. Neil added that Meghan has yet to hear back. However, he claimed that Meghan understands maybe Catherine could even fit it in when she returns to the United States later this month for Earthshot Prize. Mike Tindall has become the first royal to sign up for ITV's I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out of Here, but not everybody approved of the former rugby player marrying into Britain's most famous family. Mike Tindall met his wife Zara Tindall after the couple were introduced by Prince Harry. Zara is the eldest granddaughter of Queen Elizabeth and daughter of Princess Anne. However, although she is 20th in line to the throne, Zara does not have royal titles as was her mother's decision when she was born. Princess Anne has reflected on her decision not to give her children a royal title, and in an interview with Vanity Fair in 2020, she said, "I think most people would argue that there are downsides to having titles, so I think that was probably the right thing to do." In the past, Zara has said she feels lucky to not have a royal title, and the decision has been praised as it gave Princess Anne's children the best of both worlds. Dickie Arbiter, the former press secretary for Buckingham Palace, has said, "It was a masterstroke of Princess Royal when she decided not to give her children titles. Growing up as a commoner allowed Zara to thrive as her own woman, and there has never been pressure on her to conform. She has benefited from it in all sorts of ways." Despite the lack of regal status, there was one person who opposed the marriage between Mike and Zara Tindall due to their different backgrounds. It has been revealed that Mike's grandmother was against his marriage to Zara, according to the former rugby player's father. Last year in an interview with the Sunday Times, Mike's father Philip Tindall said, "Linda's mum, Mike's grandmother, was dead against it. In her day, royalty married royalty and she thought the wedding would be shunned." Sadly, Mike's grandmother never got to meet Zara, but Philip added, "Linda's mum, Mike's grandmother, died before she could meet Zara, but I know she'd have loved her as much as we do because she and Mike are perfect for each other. What one starts, the other finishes, they are a fantastic team."